Psalms 139, verse number 23. Can we read it together? Search my heart, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. We are going to see what I call heart check exercise. Heart check. I studied my Bible why these things were troubling me, and I came to realize that David did so much of heart check. And I was wondering, David, what's wrong with you? Every day you're saying, search my heart, try me. What kind of stuff is this? It is my opinion that the entire book of Psalms was written just to show us the kind of checks, juggernaut, that we need to do upon our heart to keep it perpetually in alignment. Principles of heart check. I read W. Schambach's book, The Miracle Working Power of God. And I was reading the book and praying, and then the last chapter, personal things. I said, all right, no problem. He said, after you have followed all these things, there is one I don't know. Those ones are personal things. You have to go to God for God to reveal what is blocking the power. So I now went to God sincerely. Hey, I want to know. And I prayed and fasted for 3 weeks. And there was no answer. Then I went to preach on a crusade ground. I went to preach on a crusade ground, and a mad woman stumbled into the crusade. And the people in the environment knew she was mad, so they began to take off. And you know the preacher can't run, because they were filming me. If there was no camera, maybe you won't even know who is the preacher. But there was camera. So this mad woman came in, and even the ushers, I said, oh yeah, hold her. They took off. So at least somebody must march down there. So I had to march. The boldness was on the face. And I marched to the woman. I said, what seek ye? Then she gave me a slap. After the slap, she said, you are owing money. Wait, let me explain. Now, many years ago, they were holding a crusade, and they used my bank to take the offering. And when they used my bank to take the offering, they forgot 1,000 naira, which I discovered when there was poverty, and I used it. And then when they were doing the crusade the next year, I went and gave them 1,000 naira, hoping that I had paid back. And then on the crusade ground, the old man said, you are owing money. And I said, all right, even if I'm owing, I'm not owing you. Owing my father. The woman was suspended like this and thrown, and the demon left. I now went back after the crusade to God. I said, am I owing money? He said, you are owing now. I said, no, I paid now. Say, that was your contribution for the crusade that year. You are still owing. See, search my heart. You don't know. So I went back and told them, I took your money. If I had put it in the bank, it would have yielded 3,000. So I gave them 3,000. You may not know what is holding you until you do like David. And you say, okay, Lord, okay, search me. You will find strange things. When you cry, He will open you with a light. A brilliant light that will pierce into the depth of your reality and bring out things and say, see, this is what has hindered alignment. And I felt I was the holiest man on earth. The holiest man was owing money. That was the last kind of error that I'll ever feel will be written against my name. And guess who I was owing? Not man. I was owing God. If your heart can be in alignment, God can use your presence as an excuse to work a wonder. That's something I've not been able to fully understand. How that you show up in a place and God does something. Not because you prayed, you are just there. Then I found out that prayer was more than talk. It was a state of heart. You know, many of you pray and you leave your heart out of the equation. You just do some activity. Sometimes you want to pray loud in tongues so that the next person will know you are here. Your heart is important. Search me. There are several things that you don't even know that you are capable of now, because situations that will trigger it have not come. It's better for you to ask God to help you with the searching in private, so that you can deal with it before those things show up. Alignment is of the heart, and that's where we have forgotten. That's what is missing. I saw you Nigerian Christians pray. But you see, we don't make, there's no power available. And that's why so many prayers going on. But after all the prayers, you don't find the Christianity on the street. That's indicative of the fact that the heart of the people praying is not in alignment with God. Sometimes when I stand up to pray for 1 hour, I'm doing heart check. You are praying and binding the demons in your village. Leave them. Leave them. If you do what needs to be done, fire will come by itself. I've seen the devil turn back before. He came for me. And he came for 10 years and he was consistent. Then after 10 years, he found out he will not win. Then after that, he now sent a lady from the water to train my part for 5 years. And after 5 years, when she didn't succeed, she now preached to me. I said, this is your God that you have served. Don't leave him. You don't know how hard the devil is willing to try to get your heart to shift. And when there's a shift, you become vulnerable. The wicked spirits of darkness can't stamp you. You will hear David say, examine me. So you must submit yourself regularly for heart check. God will not quicken you to do so. He will not prompt you to submit. It's something you will do by an act of your will. It will be a decision. Search my heart. Now please ask your neighbor, when last did you go for heart check? When last? You are concerned about your headache, about your neck ache, how that you need a massage for your back pain. You don't know. Some of us will not make that mistake Samson made, to think it was about him. We will not make it because we made it before. And the reason why we are alive is because he shielded us in our error from the demons that wanted to destroy us. Now we hide ourselves before we fight. And when we fight, we win. You will hear God almost bleed when he says that these guys speak with their mouths, but their heart is far. So when treachery begins to rise in my heart, I report myself instantly. If Jesus is not your first audience, you will do many wrong things. Yes. You will see a preacher will come to the pulpit and kneel down and say, pray for me, I slapped my wife at home. You don't know the man's audience. That's a genuine prophet. It is because we are no longer conscious of what goes on in the heart that we are weak and beggarly. Meanwhile, God does not see your outward appearance. What he sees. Search my heart. Can you say that prayer? Try me. There are some times where you will not know who you are until God puts you to the test. And he tries you with some money. He gives you a little influence around. He's watching to see if your walking style will change. Then it will be true that you are a small man in a big body. Meanwhile, the mountains in the nations need to be conquered. The kings must have to bow. Even the desert tribes must have to confess. He needs people on the run. But the reason why he cannot advance you is because you are a big man in a small body. When he tried you with little, you were satisfied. So he pegged you on one spot. Can we pray that prayer? Search my heart. Try me. Now please don't pray it because I'm saying you should pray it. Because if God really gets set to try you, not like the circumstances. That's why he will not do that until you pray for him to do it. You invite him. Say, oh yeah, try now. And you will see strange things. I counsel you. Let your heart become a priority if you want to go far with God. And that's why we need to draw nearer with a pure heart. To seek alignment with God from the standpoint of the core of our being. Search my heart. When last did you pray that prayer? Try me. Know me. And know my thoughts. If there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Amola masaila makamele mamule. Amamaras kemalo mirakapena. Saila mama 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 mama.